Hey guys, so today we have this. It's an old Yardworks by MTD. And just so you can see, there it is, good old MTD part number starting with 11A. And yes, this was made in Toronto, Ontario. Looks like it's one of those 3-in-1 convertible models where it'll be a side discharge, rear discharge, or bag collecting. Or if you plug both holes, stop it. If you plug both holes, it'll do mulching. Now, of course, when you do mulching, just remember, you don't want to be cutting any more than a couple of inches of grass at a time. Yeah, I know you guys noticed. Tecumseh engine. Just in case you're new here, a quick way to know if it's a Tecumseh engine on a lawnmower, the exhaust and the intake, i.e. the carburetor, all on the same side of the engine. The nice thing about this, though, is for servicing. You can just simply tilt it on the side, keeping the exhaust and the carburetor upright so you don't end up with oil pouring out of the exhaust or soaking your air filter. Honestly, not a terrible design, but if you've never experienced a Tecumseh lawnmower or a Tecumseh carburetor, you'll understand why these are kind of finicky. Alright guys, so a little bit of background is, this was left at a house. The person that had moved into the house, they found it there. They don't know anything about it. They don't know how long it's been sitting. They don't know whether it runs, whether it doesn't run, but the price was right, free. So we're just going to quickly check it out, see if it does run or not, and we're going to give it a basic service and get it all running. So let's do a quick inspection, see what this needs, and see if it does run. I think first things first though, let's see if it'll at least start, if it's got good compression and spark. Now one way that you can test compression and spark, of course, take off the air filter, and using a low explosive such as carburetor cleaner or brake clean or even gasoline, you would spray it into the air intake and try to start it over like this. Well, we found one problem. One of the screws are missing. So already we have a problem. Look at that. The air filter's loose. One of the screws fell out. Look at that air filter. It's completely mangled. That's going to need to be replaced. So that's junk. Right, so let's see. Let's give it a spray. So a small engine like this, you don't want to use something as explosive as ether. There's no reason to. It's a good way of actually cracking the block, or it can cause a pretty big flare out the back and catch fire. Not a good idea. So a little bit of carb clean into the air intake, and then we'll pull it over and see what happens. Ooh, that's stiff. Oh my. Oh, that's some serious compression. Is it hydro-locked? It feels like it's hydro-locked. Oh dear. Right. So it's got some other issues that definitely need addressing. For one, does it have spark? Good question. Hard way to tell. Compression wise, yeah, it's got compression. Now I'm wondering, maybe it's the compression release. Now that is going to be an unfortunate turn of events if the compression release is malfunctioning. All right, I guess we're going to be cracking much further into this. You know, I've been thinking, I brought this in and I'm looking at it and I'm wondering about a couple things. Well, first thing, check the oil. It's a little high. So I'm wondering, maybe the cylinder is hydrolocked. Not 100% sure. Or it makes me curious about the valve lash. Sorry, I know you can't see it, but back in here is the valve cover. And that makes me curious. Are one of the valves hanging because it's at zero clearance? Or maybe there's some kind of internal damage on this engine. I don't know. I don't know 100% sure, but we're going to find out. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to pull that plug and we're going to see. Maybe it'll squirt a bunch of oil out of the cylinder. And if that's the case, maybe it was just hydrolocked and we can give it a try. But that means I just got to take it down off its stilts. However, again, oil is a little high, but it's actually, it looks pretty good. You know, since it's a little high, I'm curious. No, it just smells like oil. It does not smell like gasoline. So that's a good sign. One of the reasons I was curious, the tank's completely dry. I mean, chances are someone purposely drained that
and dry out, so there's no residue. So that tells me that this mower was, I guess, fairly well cared for, especially seeing the oil. It looks really nice in there. It actually has a really good color, but still got to be changed. NGK spark plug, so that's a good sign. Maybe it's just the valves. So first thing we're going to check, of course, again, let's get that plug out, see if it squirts a bunch of oil out, and then we'll know that chances are it was hydrolocked. If not, I can almost put my bet on it. It's those valves. So 13/16. Someone's been here before. That's a lot of carbon. And the plug is wet with oil. Now, I don't think that cylinder is full of oil. So let's get the muffler off. It's 2 7/16. And then we'll get the carburetor off, which is 3/8. That plug is very, very carboned up. As you can see, it's an NGK BR2LM. And yeah, it's pretty carboned up. Wonder if this thing's quite the oil burner. We'll see. But I have a feeling it's just simply because they keep overfilling it with oil. Let's see, can I get these off by hand? Yeah, that one came off by hand. Looks like the carburetor's leaking, which is odd. Now 3/8. Looks like I should be able to use 3/8 this time. Yep, not coming off by hand with this driver. Sometimes it's nice to just use a wrench and do things by hand. Hey, look at that. The carburetor's coming right off. Someone's definitely been here before. Ooh, there's a bunch of oil pulling out. Look at that. I really wonder if it was hydrolocked. I really wonder if this thing was hydrolocked. Oh, the cord finally went all the way in. May not have been. All that oil there could have been from transport. That's always possible too. So let's get the valve cover off. That'll be 5/16, I believe. Let's get a little bit more light in here. Now we'll get this valve cover off. Maybe. Oh, lordy. Oh, that could have been from pulling it over too. Pumping up oil, because being a Tecumseh, it does have, I guess, oh, lovely. I just saw this. So, gonna need to make up a new gasket. Not a big deal. That's actually really easy to make. This one is complete garbage. All right, so let's rotate it around to top dead center. It's not the easiest with these L-head engines. There's top. But is that top in the resting position? I don't think so. Let's see. Piston's going down. Exhaust valve is opening. Piston's all the way up. Going back down now. Intake valve is open. Now we should be coming back up around the compression stroke. There. That'll be top dead center. This is where we should check out the valves and see how they are. All right, let me get the feeler gauge. So if I remember correct, it should be, I think, between 4 and 6 thou. I'm just going to go with 1.5 thou to see if it fits. Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. A red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video. So exhaust, or I should say intake's okay. Exhaust fits. Good. It was just an oil bubble that made it look like it had zero clearance. So let's try 4th thou. See if 4th thou fits. 4th thou fits. 4th thou fits. All right, let's go up to 6th thou. It's roughly where it should be now. About 6th thou. Yeah, 6th thou is good. So we're gonna go up to 8. Right now, I'm not seeing a reason why this thing was so hard to pull over. So my little bet on it being the valves did not pay out. Don't take my advice on betting, because clearly I was wrong. So 8th thou. Yeah, fits fine in there. And in the exhaust. It's got really good drag too, so I think this is set to around 8th thou, 7th thou, which is kind of where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go to 9 and see how that fits. 9's really tight. Yeah, 9 is really tight. So definitely not a problem there. It's not the valves. It's something else. Maybe it was just hydrolocked. Maybe that's what the problem was. Too much compression because oil was filling the cylinder. That's always a possibility. That's a big possibility. So I think one of the things I should do, get this top off, get the recoil off, get a compression tester on there, and spin it over with a drill. See if I can get this thing to show us a proper compression rating. You know, hopefully without the decompression going on. That would be good. That would be good. That's why I use a drill. But first things first is I've kind of gotta fix this. Looks like I have to make an intake gasket too. I'll prepare that up a bit better with the Ziz wheel and clean this all up nicely. Then I think I'm going to pull off well, as I said, we're going to pull off the shroud. So when I do that, I'm also going to give it a heat treatment so that I can shine up the plastic a little bit better. So I'll be back as soon as I've got the gaskets made up and we'll put all this back together. You know what? We have a problem here anyway. We've got one of the screws missing, so I might as well take this carburetor apart. That doesn't look too good. Replace the bulb, get it all cleaned up, put a new air filter on, change the oil out, put it back together, and we'll give her a test out. I'll see you soon. Okay, so let's get that compression tester set up. Okay, hopefully we get at least 60 psi. That would be nice. I'm using a caulking gun to hold the bail open. Why not? You know what? At the same time, we could also check to see if there's spark. So first let's do a compression test, then we'll see if there's spark. So let me put it right there. Okay. Sure nothing's gonna fly off. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's unplugged. Nice. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Said at least 110? I think we're about 140. That's pretty good. That's really good. That's about 140. Huh. Let's try that one more time. Okay, well, don't fall. Yep. One more time, we'll see what we get. Yeah, about the same, 140. So yeah, that's good. Oh, you guys see that? My my caulking gun hack. Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically just a clamp, so that's what I'm using it as, a clamp. So that looks like we've got good compression here. So what about spark? Do we have spark? I like these ones because I can adjust it out a little bit. So if we have really good hot spark, we should get a good jump. Right, let me turn off the light here. And we'll turn off one more light. Okay, last time. Hopefully, let's yeah, I definitely need to get another one of those. Wherever the heck it went. I gotta search around in my garage and find one. Let's do it. Okay, so Mr. Lawnmower? Yes. Please don't fall.
I make no promises.
I said don't fall.
I make no promises.
Well, do your best.
Okay.
Okay, so here goes. Oh my. Yeah, I would say that there's some pretty good hot spark in there. Really good hot spark. Okay, good news. So let's check that oil now. Yeah, it's over full. So I wonder if that was the issue, if it was just hydrolocked. I guess the only way to know, we put it back together and we try it out. Hey, that looks pretty good. That'd be kind of funny, right? From the original one, drop this thing on. Yeah, it fits though. It's kind of the wrong green, but it sort of works. But I still have the body for this, which I wonder, is this the same engine? LV 195 EA. LV 195. Oh, so it's a much bigger engine. So this one is an LEV 100. Yeah, so that's a much bigger engine, but 4.5 horse, 195. Yeah, it's a 6 horse, but it fits. Interesting. I'm surprised it fit. All right, put that guy on. Put it back. That's the original one. All right. It's been a little bit. I forgot what the rope did. Guess I should replace the rope. I'll quickly replace the rope, but I'll do that off camera. Okay, guys, so let's get this carburetor on. I'll see if I can do it one-handed, but I'm not 100% convinced that I can. Although you never know. Gotta get this guy out. Yeah, we're gonna hook it onto here. And then that hooks into the top here. I don't know why it won't go through the top. There we go. Got it that time. Get the PCV tube back on. And this one, with the spring attached, actually goes in the bottom hole here. Just like that. And then it falls out. And this is upside down. So let's try that again. Go, governor linkage is in. We try to get it in that top hole. Like that. Perfect. Next is this spring one. This actually controls the RPM of the engine. And that hooks in to the bottom hole. Like that. There we go. Let's move that guy out of the way. There's the gasket I made up. One screw. Get the second screw in. Now we'll put the gasket on. There, one side. Second side. And of course that one came out. That one. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna put the phone down and I'll get this all attached. Okay, the carburetor's on. I haven't tightened them down yet, but this little spring arm, it came out. Like it always does. So we're just gonna take it out again and we're gonna line it up with that hole and completely miss. Oh, there it goes again. There. Haha. There we go. I got it that time. Now let's fix this back on here. There, looks like this screw came out. There. That's in. I have to tighten them down. So switch to 3/8. Now we just got to get the exhaust on. One screw. And there's the second. There we go. Get this exhaust on. First one. And there we go. Second one. Perfect. There, now to tighten them down. Let's see in this mess. Where's a 7/16? Ooh, 11 mil. That'll work. 3/8 goes away. 11 mil. And now we just tighten it down. There. Perfect. That's it. Now we just need that air filter on there. But that can wait till we get outside. So for now, we need to do something about this oil situation. I'm just going to open up the drain plug underneath. That one right there. I'm going to open that up, drain the oil out, and that blade looks like it should be sharpened. Kind of a mess, but yeah. Let me get the oil drained, and we'll be right back. Okay, let's get this fuel line on. Then we'll get the carburetor on, and we'll try it out. Lost my fuel line clamp. Come on, fuel line. Get on. Still doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Come on, just a little bit further. There we go. Fuel line clamp on now. Air line. Put the gasket back on. Please don't rip. I don't want to have to make yet another one. That would be a pain. Now we'll use the metric Phillips, aka Robertson. And a 3/8 just to tighten it down. Although I don't think I'll get that one, which is fine. There. Haha. That is better. Much, much better. Excellent. Now all we got to do is add the air filter. Air filter. And there's the part number. Yeah. Okay, there it goes. And let's get this opened. Okay, air filter in, and I put it in upside down. Let's try that again. Air filter in. There we go. Let's tighten this down. I've drained out the excess oil. These are 1/4 inch. Let's get the spark plug on. Now to add some fuel and try it out. Clear out the stuff first. I'm up on my porch just because it's raining. Thankfully the exhaust goes out towards you guys. Let's add some gasoline. Although there is a tiny bit of oil in here. By tiny, I mean probably about 400 mils of oil. It's actually engine oil. I had drained out some oil from another gas can because it was leaking. And the only thing I had to pour it into was an oil jug. So that's where it went. And there was about 500 milliliters of oil remaining, or 16 ounces. But it's 0W20, so, or 5W20, so I can't exactly put it into one of these guys. Well, I guess I could, because at least it is oil, but better off using 1030. Right, spark plug is on. Let's give it a few primes. And what the heck? It's gonna start. It's gonna start. I've been working with this Kurt Murray for a little while, and unfortunately, you'll see in the video coming up, this Murray definitely is Kurt. It's unreal. This engine, I think it's my first dead braked engine. You'll see when you see the full repair video on it. Right, so she was running for a little bit, and it looks like the smoke has finally stopped. Check the oil level. Oh yeah, lots of oil. Wipe it clean. Check it again. Let's see where it's at. Let me come around so I can show you guys. Look at that. Right on the money. Perfect. So what I had done was I used my vacuum siphon, and I put the hose, the tip, down to here, right at the top of the full line. And then marked right up here on the hose. And then I held it just inside the full tube. This way, as it sucked the oil down from up here, it pulled it down to the full line. That way we can give it a good test. And sure enough, she works perfect. Ha! I'm so happy. I am so happy that everything worked out with this little mower. I apologize I didn't show you the putting the carburetor back and cleaning it all out and all that fun stuff. But in all honesty, I've got a whole bunch of videos if you want. I'll link this one up here if you want to see a carburetor being pulled apart on a Tecumseh and put back together and all cleaned out. But yeah, this thing's perfect. Perfect. So let's give it a fire up again and see if she Fires up no problem. I know it'll fire no problem. We know it'll fire no problem. It's a Tecumseh. I always fix these things. No, I'm just joking. I don't always fix them because there has been a couple which were beyond fixing. But if they're salvageable, then yeah, they're really, really easy to get going. I'm actually really enjoying fixing these things. Yes, they are kind of junky or janky. I like the word janky. It actually really suits these old Tecumseh engines. They are kind of janky, especially the carburetor linkage. But let's pull it over again and let's see. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm so glad to see that. I'm really, really happy to see this thing running. Oh, look. Where did that come from? Was that there the whole time? Was it just sitting there? No way. No, I would have seen that. Interesting. Huh. Let's get rid of that. Look at it. It's not dripping oil, not burning anymore. It's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Looks really good. I'm going to give it a little bit of a cleanup. Definitely earned an oil change and sharpen that blade. I'm really, really, really happy that this thing fired up right away and is working perfect. Love it, love it. It's, especially since the last one I was working on didn't quite come out this. I was working on the Curse Murray. And so after that complete abysmal fail, you'll see. Wait till you'll see in the video when I release it. But yeah, it's good to have this one running perfect. I'm really, really happy. Well, all right, guys, I guess that's a wrap on this one. I'll give it an oil change. Definitely earned it. I don't think you need to see me pouring any more fluids. You've watched me pour a lot of oil into engines. So this one, I'll spare you the details. You won't have to watch me pour another 600 milliliters of oil into this. And yeah, looks good to me. All right, guys. See you in the next one. It's not bad, eh, guys? It went from not running, not even able to pull this thing over because it clearly was hydrolocked, till now. Now it's excellent. Works perfect. I'm so happy with this thing that it's running. Really, really happy it's running. Just a couple things left to do. Sharpen the blade, change the oil, give it a little bit of a sprucing up, I guess. Make it look better. I don't know how you can make this thing look better, but I think I can make it look a little bit better. Too bad I don't have a bag, because I think this would have been nice with a bag. And I don't have the side chute, but that's all right. Some minor things here and there to do, but we'll try it out again in a couple days. Make sure everything is still working as it's supposed to, and then get it listed up for sale. So tell me, guys, what is it that these sort of mowers would go for in your area? Give me an idea, because something like this, usually here, will go anywhere from 100, 150, depends. I think this one probably 100 just because of the Tecumseh engine. And it is a little bit of an older unit, plus no bag. But aside from that, I think $100 should be perfect for this little mower. But all right, guys. Spark plug off for safety. Maybe. Come on. Come on.